Welcome back to Road to Success. I'm so excited to be joined with today's guest, Executive Chef Allie B.
Hello, Cassie. Thank you for having me. Thank you, News 10, and thank you to the Capital Region.
Allie B, you have made a name for yourself here in the Capital Region, and I feel like it really started back in 2014 when you opened up Allie B's Cozy Kitchen.
Yes.
Tell me about that journey to opening up a restaurant here in the area.
Well, you know what? I had always dreamt of opening up a restaurant since I was a little girl. So I studied hospitality management, culinary arts, and moving to the Capital Region made it so easy for me to open up a business. How? It was affordable. And I opened up my store, 353 Clinton Avenue, 2014, my family and I, and here I am today with a very successful business, the oldest soul food restaurant in the Capital Region, and family ran. Business is great. It's not easy, but business is great. Opening up Allie B's Cozy Kitchen allowed me to live my dreams, be who I want to be. And again, nothing is easy when you're building success. When I created Allie B's Cozy Kitchen, the success, it was for me, but it was also for my family. And I have watched my family grow in so many great directions. You know, Allie B's paid for my oldest son to go to one of the best schools in the Capital Region, Albany Academy. Who would have known that a girl that was born in Harlem Hospital, grew up in the projects, mother grew up in the backwoods of South Carolina, picking cotton and tobacco. And I can tell you this, when I grew up as a little girl, my mother would grow cotton and tobacco in the window. So all of the roots from the South has always been installed in me. But coming to the Capital Region made things perfect for me. How? I got up and went to work. I was a mother. I worked at Walmart. I worked at Panera. I worked at Kmart. I worked at the Holiday Inn. I worked many places for hospitality. But at the same time, I dreamt. I had a dream every day thinking, how am I going to accomplish what I'm capable of doing, cooking? And look at me today. It is emotional to see myself be able to take care of my family, pay my bills, but also take care of my community. Today, I am in Market 32, Allie B's Mac and Cheese. And you know, you asked me earlier today, how did you get to Market 32 with Allie B's Mac and Cheese? Well, I was watching The Gilded Age. I was watching that show, The Gilded Age, and me not knowing that a woman created the Red Cross. I'm watching this show, I said, oh my goodness, a woman created the Red Cross. I want to be part of the Red Cross, more involved. I get to this gala, and Market 32 is at the gala. Not me knowing that Market 32 was there. They just walked past. They knew who I was. They said, hello, Allie B. They gave me a business card. I looked at the business card instantly, and I said, wait a minute. I need your help. And they said, well, what is it that you need? I said, I would like my mac and cheese in your store. They said, email us. A month later, I received an email from this amazing young man. Can I say his name? Mm-hmm. His name is Sam Triboli. I love you, Sam. So Sam emails me back a month later and invited me to Market 32 Corporation in Schenectady. I get there, I bring my goods, and they immediately love the product. They say, you know what, Allie B, you have to do A, B, and C. I did A, B, and C. And it was less than a year that my product was inside of Market 32.
a very important part of your story is your mom.
Yes.
Allie B, which you now have adopted the name Allie B.
Yes.
You look down on that label of the mac and cheese and you see that name. Who was Allie B and what do you want people to know about her?
Well, Allie B was a woman from South Carolina who her whole life was her family and her community. She was on many boards. She fed the community all the time. She was a woman full of love. She was a woman that did not judge. She was a woman that believed in everyone. And you know what? That's installed in me. I believe in everyone. I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to love you first. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to feed you. And my community is my life. It makes me happy to get up in the morning, to be able to help others believe, besides my family. And yes, I do see that every day when I go to work. Some people say, well, you own Allie B's. You call that work? Yes, it is work. It's a job. It is Allie B's. When I started Allie B's, Cassie, I had very little. You know, I was on food stamps. I was a mother on Section 8. I got up 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. I got home 1 o'clock in the morning every day. When my kids came home from school, instead of them going home, they came to the restaurant. So I know what it is to give up, fun. In order to be successful, you have to make sacrifices. And sacrifices is not always easy. But guess what? You will eventually get there. My goal 12 years ago was to make $100 a day. Isn't that something? I want people to know that it is okay where you don't have to think like, I'm going to make $1 million every day. No, don't think that way. Think reality. Say to yourself, what do I need to pay my bills? And for me, 12 years ago, was I just needed to make $100 a day. So that means I made $700 a week. That was huge for me. And we know today, if I made $100 a day, I would not be able to survive. That's because time has changed. I have grown. And that's what I want for everyone. I want people that have a dream, people that are afraid. If you are afraid and you have a dream, I would say to that person, do it. Get up, believe in yourself, because guess what, Cassie? No one else is ever going to believe in you. You have to believe in yourself first. When I was on my road to success, no one believed in me besides my wife. And my wife, she wanted me happy. So who knows, she probably didn't believe in me the way I believed in myself, but she loved me and she wanted me happy. But I had to prove to my wife that I was capable of getting up in the morning and running this business on my own. 3 years in the business, I called my wife one day from work and I said to her, you know what? I need you to come work with me. And now we all work together. So, again, if you have a dream, do it. If you want to get up and move, like when I decided to leave New York City and come to the capital region, so many people said, don't do it. Why? I said, because I want more. When you want more for yourself and your family, you have to make moves. I can remember 15 years ago when Holly, my wife and I, we would drive to Schenectady and we would look at the building of Market 32 Corporation. Isn't that something? Look at the building. and now I'm in the building. You can't give up. Because when you believe in something, eventually you will get there. And I am there. And you know what else? I still have dreams. It's things that I still want to do. Like right now, I'm on tour. I'm excited to go from state to state, to be in Vermont.
On a mac and cheese tour.
Yes, a mac and cheese tour. I'm excited to go to Pennsylvania. I'm excited to go to Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire. I am so excited to say hello. Welcome to Market 32. I am Allie B, and I make the best mac and cheese.
Why?
Well, let me tell you why. My mac and cheese is really the best because it is the first recipe of America. See, my mac and cheese is so much greater than me and my family. It's history to this mac and cheese. If you look at the history, in 1784, when Thomas Jefferson had went to France, because see, the French created mac and cheese. They made it with like Swiss cheese and provolone cheese. And when Thomas Jefferson came back in 1789, he brought back the recipe. And guess what happened? Us Americans mastered it. How did we master this mac and cheese when he came back in 1789? We used the exact recipe that they used, but we switched the cheese. We used cheddar cheese. And for every American, they can Google this story. And this recipe that I cook, it belongs to my family. But I also like to tell the world of Americans that it belongs to all of us. This mac and cheese that we sell at Market 32 belongs to every family, every nationality. It doesn't matter what ethnic you are. You black, Italian, Puerto Rican, Asian. If you are American, this recipe, this mac and cheese belongs to you. It's one cheese, love, baked in the oven. So, I tell every person, go look up the history of America, because everything that we touch, we master. And I am American.
Well said.
It's the truth, though. It really is.
I wasn't expecting a history lesson today, but.
Well, mac and cheese will give you that history lesson.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? And that's what makes it perfect. That's what makes it so good. That's what makes it, like, when you go out in the world today, you're gonna find mac and cheese with 5 and 6 cheeses. The original mac and cheese is just one, and it's authentic. And us Americans, we love all kinds of food, but we are built on authentic, being original. And that's what we sell.
Now, being a small business is so difficult, and throughout your career, I'm sure there's been many roadblocks. It seems like your family was a huge driver for you to keep showing up for you and for them. What advice would you give to somebody who feels like the doors just keep closing in their face?
For someone that feels like the world is collapsing on them, I would tell them that is the push. When you feel the world collapsing on you, it's something there for you to get to. That's why it feels that way. See, if the world wasn't crumbling on you, and you got up that morning, or you get up every day and everything is so perfect, how can you grow? How can you understand what is next? So things are going to get hard, and you should learn from them. Those hard moments is your learning lessons. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with crying. I cry all the time. And those tears prepare me for the next day. You know, when I opened up Allie B's, I can tell you this. I remember when I had these one fryer in my restaurant. And I had this line out the door. And I had one in the back, and I cried. The store was packed with people, and I cried. And my wife came in the back, and she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "There's so many people out there, and look how small my fryer is." So, you know what happened next? Some people would say that's a good thing. But at that moment, I was so under pressure, I felt like the world was caving in on me because I didn't have that machine that I needed. Because see, everybody's, when you're afraid of something or scared or something seems that is not right, everyone's issues are different. Like someone may need a babysitter when they own a business. Someone their car done broke down, you can't get to work. You may have to walk to work. So everyone's issue is different. And mine's at that moment was a fryer. Now I have 2 huge fryers in my store. And you know what else that takes me back to? When I first opened up Allie B's and I didn't have a huge oven to cook my mac and cheese in. I had bought a stove. I had bought a house stove to put in my restaurant. Now, I don't have that house stove anymore. Everything takes time. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself, because guess what? No one else is ever going to invest in you unless you invest in yourself. What money did I get? I like to tell people, how did you get money to open up your store? I want to tell people, especially people that have very, very little. I use my income tax check. Every year, when you make a certain amount of money, low-income families, they get an income tax check. It cost me $5,000 to open up Allie B's. $5,000.
Wow.
With $5,000, I have built an empire. I can go on and say what I own, but the fact is that $5,000 has changed my life, changed my family life, and also changed my community. Isn't that something? So, that's to tell anybody, if you have a dream, use what you have. Don't run to the bank and take out a loan, because if I would have ran to the bank and took out a loan, Cassie, I would have to pay that loan back. Use what you have. And before you go out and hire a bunch of staff, work. Work those 16 hours a day. Work those 17 hours, 18, 19, 20 hours a day. Because guess what? People who own their own businesses are working 20 hours a day. And if that's what you want, then that's what you have to do. That is the road to success. Working hard, getting up in the morning, believing in yourself. And whatever comes after, comes. And you know what else? I'm a spiritual woman. Also, a lot of prayers. I pray 1,000 times a day. That's what it seems like. Because I talk to God all day long. You're going to need a friend. You need someone that you know believe in you. Because the people that physically stand next to you are waiting on you to carry them. Isn't that something? You waiting on them to carry you, but they waiting on you to carry them. So,
Powerful words.
is the truth. And one thing I will tell you is that the Capital Region is very powerful. The Capital Region builds families, builds communities, and they do have a way out. You just have to get up and don't give up. Get up and don't give up. And ask questions. And you know what else? No one is going to hold your hand. You have to hold your own hand. Your children ain't going to hold your hand. Your spouse is not gonna hold your hand. You have to hold your own hand. You have to stand up, and guess what? I get scared. I get scared all the time. But you know, I want more. I don't want to have to go back to a lifestyle that my mother lived. Because see, my mother picked cotton and tobacco. I don't physically have to pick cotton and tobacco, physically. That's a very hard life. And picking cotton and picking tobacco can be in a different way. Like when I was a housekeeper, making 22 beds a day, cleaning toilets. But one thing I will tell you that's still the same. I still say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. When my customers come in my store, it doesn't matter who they are, what they look like. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Welcome. And you know what? Sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times I get people that come in, Allie B's, that may be less fortunate. And you know what? I feed them. We have to feed each other. And that's another reason why I'm successful. Because when someone walks in Allie B's and they want a dinner, and the dinner may be, you know, $23, and they showcase, Allie, I have $15. I don't get rid of them. I take the $15, okay? This is my community.
On that note, thank you so much for feeding us so much knowledge during this interview for Road to Success. Allie B, I really appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations. There's no exit ramp for your Road to Success, so I'm sure we'll be talking here again in the near future.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you, Channel 10. And this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning, folks. Thank you so much for joining us on Road to Success. We'll see you next week.